Europe, a continent celebrated for its vibrant cities, timeless culture, and historical significance. Yet hidden among its scenic landscapes and thriving metropolises are towns and cities that have been lost to time, abandoned due to wars, natural disasters, shifting economies, and societal upheavals. These forgotten places stand as silent witnesses to human struggles, resilience, and the passage of history. In today's video, we'll embark on an in-depth journey through the top 10 abandoned European cities, uncovering the tragedies, mysteries, and lessons etched into their decaying walls. Number 10. Craco, Italy. Perched dramatically on a hilltop in southern Italy, Craco is a place where history and tragedy intertwine. Founded around the 8th century, the town rose to prominence during the medieval period due to its strategic location. It became a hub of trade and agriculture, known for its robust olive oil production and vibrant community life. However, the 20th century brought challenges that Craco couldn't withstand. Landslides, exacerbated by the town's precarious geology, began destabilizing the area. In the 1960s, the situation grew dire, forcing the government to evacuate residents to nearby towns. Craco's narrow streets, stone houses, and ancient bell towers now stand abandoned, their haunting beauty drawing visitors and filmmakers alike. It has served as the backdrop for major productions like The Passion of the Christ, solidifying its status as a ghost town unlike any other. Craco's abandonment didn't happen overnight. For decades, residents fought to stay, repairing homes and attempting to adapt. But as landslides increased in frequency, the government declared the town uninhabitable. Today, tours are allowed under strict conditions, giving a glimpse into its storied past and the resilience of its former inhabitants. Number 9. Pripyat, Ukraine. Pripyat was once a shining example of Soviet urban planning, built in 1970 to house workers of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. The city boasted modern apartments, schools, hospitals, and entertainment facilities, embodying Soviet ideals of progress and prosperity. By 1986, it was home to nearly 50,000 residents, living in a city designed to showcase the future. But all of that changed on April 26, 1986. When reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl plant exploded, it released a catastrophic amount of radioactive material. Within 36 hours, Pripyat was evacuated in a chaotic rush, leaving behind a city frozen in time. Residents abandoned their homes, leaving personal belongings, toys, and even half-eaten meals. In the decades since, Pripyat has become a poignant symbol of nuclear disaster. The city is a study in contrasts, a desolate urban landscape overtaken by nature. Wolves, deer, and birds thrive in the absence of human interference, and plants sprout through cracks in concrete. While Chernobyl remains a restricted zone, Pripyat is now a popular destination for those seeking to understand the lasting impact of the disaster. Number 8. Ballestrino, Italy. Ballestrino is a town that once thrived in the Ligurian hills of northern Italy. Its history dates back to medieval times, flourishing under the protection of local rulers and supported by agriculture, particularly olive farming. For centuries, Ballestrino enjoyed prosperity, its stone houses filled with life and laughter. But the town's foundation rested on shaky ground, literally. Repeated seismic activity began weakening the area's stability. By the late 19th century, geological surveys deemed Ballestrino unsafe, leading to a gradual evacuation. The final blow came in the 20th century when all residents were relocated to nearby areas. Ballestrino's story is one of adaptation and survival. While the old town remains abandoned, a new Ballestrino was built nearby, ensuring that its community endured. The ruins of the old town now serve as a poignant reminder of nature's power and humanity's ability to start anew. Number 7. Oradour-sur-Glane, France. Oradour-sur-Glane is a name etched in infamy. On June 10, 1944, during World War II, this quiet French village was the site of one of the war's worst atrocities. German SS troops descended on Oradour, rounding up its residents under false pretenses. By the day's end, over 640 men, women, and children were massacred, and the village was set ablaze. After the war, the French government chose to preserve Oradour-sur-Glane as it was, a haunting memorial to the victims. Walking through its silent streets, visitors encounter bullet-pocked walls, charred remains of vehicles, and a church where women and children sought refuge only to perish. The village is a solemn reminder of the horrors of war and the importance of remembering its victims. Number 6. Tyneham, England. In 1943, during the height of World War II, the small village of Tyneham in Dorset, England, was requisitioned by the British government for military training. Residents were given just days to evacuate, leaving behind their homes, farms, and livelihoods. They were promised a return after the war, but that promise was never fulfilled. Tyneham today is an open-air time capsule. The schoolhouse still holds lessons written on chalkboards, and letters from evacuated residents can be found in the church, pleading to return to their beloved village. Tyneham's story is one of sacrifice, as its people gave up their homes for the greater good, and its haunting beauty continues to attract visitors seeking a glimpse into wartime history. Number 5. Herta, Scotland. Nestled in the remote St Kilda archipelago of Scotland lies Herta, a hauntingly beautiful island that once housed a unique and self-sufficient community. For centuries, the island's inhabitants survived against all odds, relying on seabird hunting, fishing, and limited agriculture. But by the early 20th century, life on Herta became increasingly untenable. The island's isolation made it vulnerable to disease outbreaks, food shortages, and harsh weather. As modernization swept through mainland Scotland, Herta's residents found themselves cut off from the advancements that could have eased their lives. The tipping point came in 1930, when the last 36 inhabitants, unable to sustain their community, made the heart-wrenching decision to evacuate to the mainland. Today, Herta is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a haven for wildlife, including puffins and sea eagles. Its ruins offer a poignant glimpse into a way of life that disappeared less than a century ago. Visitors who braved the rough seas to reach Herta find a landscape both desolate and awe-inspiring, a testament to the resilience of its former inhabitants. Number 4. Burj Al Babas, Turkey. In Turkey, Burj Al Babas was envisioned as a luxurious retreat for the wealthy. Located between Istanbul and Ankara, this grandiose development consisted of hundreds of identical, fairy tale-like villas, complete with turrets and ornate facades. The project aimed to attract international buyers, offering opulent living amid the serene Turkish countryside. But dreams of prosperity turned into a nightmare. By 2018, the developers filed for bankruptcy, leaving the project half-completed. Economic instability and a lack of buyer interest sealed the fate of Burj Al Babas, turning it into a surreal ghost town of abandoned mansions. Despite sporadic efforts to revive the project, these hollow castles remain a stark reminder of unchecked ambition and economic misfortune. The sight of hundreds of identical, vacant villas is unsettling yet captivating. Burj Al Babas has become a popular destination for urban explorers and photographers, drawn to its peculiar beauty and haunting stillness. Number 3. Imber, England. Imber, a small village in Wiltshire, England, shares a fate similar to Tyneham. In 1943, during World War II, its residents were evacuated to make way for military training. Promises of return were made but never fulfilled, leaving Imber a desolate, government-controlled ghost village. Unlike Tyneham, Imber is still used by the British military for urban warfare training. Its church, St. Giles, remains a striking centerpiece, and limited public access is granted a few times a year. These open days draw crowds eager to glimpse a piece of wartime history frozen in time. Imber stands as a reminder of sacrifices made during war and the enduring tension between progress and preservation. Its empty streets and preserved church evoke both melancholy and fascination. Number 2. Rummu, Estonia. Rummu in Estonia is unlike any other abandoned site on this list. Once a bustling limestone quarry and prison complex, it was abandoned in the 1990s following Estonia's independence from the Soviet Union. The quarry quickly filled with water, submerging parts of the prison and transforming the area into a stunning yet eerie aquatic landscape. The turquoise waters of Rummu Quarry have made it a hotspot for divers and adventurers. Beneath the surface lie the remnants of Soviet-era buildings, rusting equipment, and haunting relics of the past. Above ground, the sand dunes created by mining operations add an otherworldly dimension to the site. Rummu's haunting beauty is a testament to nature's ability to reclaim man-made structures, creating an environment that is equal parts ruin and paradise. It's a popular destination for thrill-seekers and history buffs alike, eager to explore its submerged secrets. Number 1. Spinalonga, Greece. Spinalonga, an island off the coast of Crete, has a history marked by resilience and isolation. Originally a Venetian fortress built in the 16th century to defend against Ottoman invasions, the island later served a darker purpose. In 1903, Spinalonga was converted into a leper colony, housing individuals shunned by society due to their illness. For decades, lepers lived on Spinalonga, creating a self-sustaining community despite their suffering. The colony was eventually disbanded in 1957 following advancements in the treatment of leprosy. Today, Spinalonga stands abandoned, its empty streets and decaying buildings telling a story of humanity's fight against disease and stigma. Visitors to Spinalonga are transported back in time, walking through its fortress walls and peering into the lives of those who once called it home. Its history has inspired novels and documentaries, cementing its place as one of Europe's most poignant abandoned sites. These abandoned cities remind us that even the greatest civilizations and most vibrant communities are not immune to the forces of nature, war, and time. They stand as powerful symbols of resilience, cautionary tales, and monuments to the lives once lived within their walls. If you've enjoyed this exploration, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to uncover more hidden stories from around the world.